Well, speaking of people who don't have the competence, transitioning to our Manchester United segment.
That's a good one. That's a good segue.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. Very true.
Wow. So, this is a beIN Sports segment, so we speak about all things African football, but we also have properties to touch, such as the Turkish League, the Portuguese League, and the French League. In this case, a Cameroonian star, someone who was lauded as one of the best goalkeepers
2 years ago,
not too long ago, at Inter Milan, Onana has left Manchester United and joined Trabzonspor in Turkey. A lot of people raised their eyebrow at that move. A lot of people thought, okay, I mean, why that team? Why that club? How will he do there? So in his first game in Turkey, the Cameroonian goalkeeper arrives and faces 30 shots in the first game, saves 8 of them, and listen, there was an expected 2 goals in that game. Guys, what Onana managed to do in that game was incredible. But for someone that left Manchester United and immediately found his level again, which is kind of the narrative that's starting to brew around that club, what do you guys have to say about the performance and what that narrative has carried on for players just all over Europe?
I'll definitely say the performance is good to see.
Yeah.
You know, man of the match, especially on your first match for a club, is always a good confidence boost there. You know, he's able to play his game, which is to help build up from the back, you know, to be able to spray passes and be involved in the build-up play. But no, definitely good for him, good for Cameroon as well, you know, especially with the competition coming up later in a couple months.
Yeah. I think it's just proof of footballers' performances based on confidence and comfortability. So all these guys have left. Rasmus Højlund scored this weekend as well. Anthony with Betis, Garnacho, Chelsea, etc., etc. When you're feeling calm and confident in a location, you're going to do better than elsewhere. So big ups to him. Excited to see him in the Turkish League all this season. And yeah, I think he's going to ball out for them and for Cameroon in December.
As a Cameroonian, I kind of want to ask you guys, how should I feel? Because now I have another star from my country who's gone to Manchester United, Mbeumo. So what does that mean for him and his career?
I'll give you a little bit of hope.
Every night before you go to bed.
I got to pray for Mbeumo.
Oh, you got a little shrine in your...
Right? Definitely. With his bald head right there. Nah, little bobblehead. You know what I'm saying? But they say it's good luck, right?
It is good.
No, I will say not every United player the last few years has had poor individual performances. If you look at the likes of, speaking about the Portuguese League, Bruno Fernandes, and what he's done for that team and what he's done for the Portuguese national team. So Mbeumo in his first few games has actually looked pretty bright. Thought he had a pretty good game against Manchester City, and I think he'll be able to greatly contribute to the Cameroon national team. Now, where will they finish in the league? How will they do in the FA Cup? I don't know. But I think from an individual performance standpoint, Mbeumo will be okay. He looked good, and he had a great volley that Donnarumma saved. That could have been a goal, so.
What does a good season in the Turkish League for a goalkeeper get you these days in Europe? What's the next place for him to go?
He can make a move to the likes of PSG, who just lost Donnarumma, honestly. So if he gets back to the peak level he was at before Man United, the sky's the limit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, United definitely were willing to let him step away, but he stepped away from, I guess, a project that still needs his values and his skills.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if also something that they would try and keep him back, though. But money is there, too.
Of course.
On that note, stay tuned for next week's episode of 5-A-Side on beIN Sports. We'll see you every week at 5 p.m. on Thursdays.